So, speaking of COVID, West Virginia has become the leading state in the entire nation when it comes to people getting their COVID-19 vaccine. You've been at the forefront of these efforts. What is your state doing that others should follow?
This is great news for West Virginians. And what I think the governor and the National Guard have put together a logistics plan that relies on local resources, local pharmacies, local health departments. Instead of trying to do a top-down kind of deployment of vaccine, we've relied on our local partners, and it's worked. We know where all the residents of assisted living and nursing homes are. They were the first people to get the vaccine. I'm really proud of our state to being number one. It's something that I think people are going to take lessons from. And how did you do it? We did it with all the help of our local health folks and also our National Guard in terms of delivery.
So, Senator, you've been in politics for 25 years. A lot happening with House Republicans this weekend. You start the Senate impeachment trials next week. Where do you see the Republican Party going from here after former President Trump's presidency?
Well, I think obviously when you lose a presidency and when you lose the really control of the Senate, as we did in 2020, I think you reshape your thought. But at the same time, I think we go back to the core mission, and that's getting people back to work. It's getting people back to health. It's getting our schools open. And I think it's also putting policies into place that broadband deployment and others that will actually grow our economy, because the more people working, the better it is for everybody. And we were on that track until COVID hit in March of 2020.
And now you have a major role in confirming President Biden's cabinet. What are you looking for when you're evaluating each nominee?
Well, certainly what I'm looking for is the president's come out with way too many executive orders that are very far reaching, and he's going to task these nominees with putting the regulations into place to move forward. And so if you look at the climate one, we had the EPW nominee who does the EPA in North Carolina, really nice individual, but he's not going to set the plan. The plan is to abandon fossil fuels. The plan is to go back to the Obama era policies, because a lot of those people are from that former administration, and without any regard to what it does to a state economically or what it does to families. And so I'm very concerned about that.
And aside from Senate confirmations and talks about COVID relief, you had mentioned that you have the Senate impeachment trials for former President Donald Trump. Senator, you voted to dismiss the article of impeachment for incitement of insurrection for the Capitol riots. What do you want to see happen next week?
Well, listen, I was sitting at my desk on January the 6th, and honestly, it was a deplorable situation, and for the world to see that, just inexcusable. And I've said that I think the president has some responsibility there, absolutely. But if you look at impeachment and the way it's written in our Constitution, it's to remove a president from office. The president is no longer in office, and I think it's probably destructive to keep moving forward. We need to look forward into the present. President Trump is gone. And I think that's the attitude that we should take. But I'm going to sit and listen to the impeachment and see what kind of evidence is brought forward, and then make my vote at that time.
Coming up, at the start of the Biden administration, the president pushed back federal student loan payments to October. But there's also a push to have them canceled.